Why, hello. This is the Comic Intellect P. Usually Chris is doing this, but he was talking to me and said he was going to do a book series of the hot comic books, and I said, oh, I just need to help him with that. And he lovingly looked at me and was like, no. So he ran to the store, so I ran into his room and I took his list and his books, and well, I added a couple too, and I jumped in my big honking truck, and now I'm here. We're gonna do his list of the top, I don't even know how many books I got, but we're gonna be doing a list of the hot comic books that I picked out, and we're gonna show it right now. Let me get back here where I have these books at. So we're gonna just go right over here. See, now, the first book that I picked out, if you look here, that's a pretty good book right there. That's, it's not easy being green, but my goodness, it is for her, isn't it? That's the Shehulk. And that Shehulk 34, that came out in like 1991, I think is what it is, what he told me about. Keith Williams did the cover on that, and I had some people talking about it. And the only drawback I have on this one, that it looks like she's kind of pregnant. They could have done that beach ball a different color, but man, that green does look good on her, doesn't it? Whew. Now, let's go to this other one that I picked. Now, I like these old comic books because, you know, I'm kind of an older gentleman myself, but this is Spider-Woman number 9. There's nothing too special about this issue. I just kind of like how she looks, and she's just clinging on that wall with that little kitty cat thing going on with her hand, even though she is a Spider-Woman. Now, Al Gordon did the cover on this one, I do believe, back in the day. It came out, like I said, in the 70s. I think this was like 1978 is when this one came out. Now let's go to the next one. This next one I really kind of like myself. It's a cover that they actually just did the photograph work with, and Silvernado, or I don't even know what his name is. He's something like that, but man, does he know how to click a camera, huh? And what I kind of like about this book here is it was Vampirella Strikes number 1, but they also did a back cover, and yeah, that's kind of nice too. I like that. It's the camera work, but the story on the inside was actually pretty good too. If you've never read it, I would read this. This one came out in 95 too, I do believe, so it's a pretty good one. Now the next one here, I've always been a fan of Linda Carter. And I also like Wonder Woman because, you know, Linda Carter did Wonder Woman back in the day when I was a little boy. She was one of my first crushes, you see. Boy, I did like that Linda Carter. She was something else. And, but this is Wonder Woman number 5. And this came out in 2007. Yeah, this is when this came out. It's a good book, too. It was the start of a good run. And, Terry Dodson did this cover, and yeah, it's just a really good book. Let's go to the next one, see what we got here. Now, this was supposed to be Maxim's kind of, how can we say this? That was their Wonder Woman, but man, she's very wondrous. I will give her that. This is Glory number 21, and Al Gordon did the cover on that one, and whew, I really like this one too. And if you think about it, Al Gordon did a book back in the 70s. He actually co-worked the Spider-Woman that I showed, and then he was doing this. So he knows how to make a book kind of spicy. So let's go to the next one now. Now, this one, I have a soft spot in my heart for her. She is a great character. I just love the Black Canary. This is Black Canary number 1. And this one came out way back in 1991, and this one is just a lady in fishnets. You just can't. You know, she looks like she's about to get. She's kind of angry. I don't know why she's so angry. I mean, anybody. Yeah, if you tell, I'm a very jovial person. Anybody that looks that good has to not have that scowl on their face. I'm always happy, and I'm an Adonis to people. I'm told it's a curse. I mean, we know this, but it's okay. Now, we're going to go to the next one. But this Black Canary was really good. Like I said, it came out in the 90s. Really good book. And so let's move on. So this one, very good book. X Factor number 13. I did like this series as I collected it. Yes, I did collect comic books too. Chris is not the only intellect in this place. Now, X Factor number 13, Dan Green. This is one came out in 1986. So yes, it is an older book, but I love the different incarnations of Jean Grey down here. You got her here, and then you got the nicer one here, and then you got the Dark Phoenix, and then the actual Phoenix coming over the title. This is just a really neat book, but I mean, even though it is a nice title, it's still a pretty sexy title, if you ask me. I like this cover. That's kind of why I stole it. I borrowed it from Chris so we could make this video. Yeah, that's what happened. So the next one. Now, this is Marvel Divas number 1. This one came out in 2009. You got Firestar, Black Cat, and Hellcat down there. These young ladies made a pretty good book. It didn't last too long, I don't think. I can't remember the length of the run, but it was a pretty good read. I may have to get the rest of them and just check out and see what the whole series is about. And but if the series is as good as this cover, I may be hooked and have to get every one of them now. That's what I'm saying. Now let's go to the next one. This is Gen 13 number 6. And this is kind of a famous cover. This is a Jim Lee cover. Everybody likes Jim Lee. I haven't heard one person say they don't like Jim Lee. Jim Lee is a good guy. So if you see his work, just it is pretty recognizable. I like all the stuff going on in the background, and then you got, well, look what you got up front. You just, whoo, I'm just saying. I was confused when I first got this as a young man, because I had never wanted to dabble in watercolors so bad in my life, and I just didn't understand that. So, but anyway, let's just move on to the next one, shall we? Now, here we go. Warrior Nun. Warrior Nun. Well, I need to go back to church. That's all I gotta say here. That's it. Wow. But Mike Vosberg did the cover on this one, and I just really actually do like the stained glass work in the back. I mean, I know it's one of the last things that you notice, but actually this cover is a really cool cover, all things considered. But yeah, I need to do some Hail Marys. Let's go to the next one, shall we? The Savage Shehulk number 2. Mike Vosberg did the cover. This came out in 1980. Now, this was during my heyday of collecting, you see. And I just really like the Shehulk. Now, this is the second time she's been on here, but that's okay, because she's just a very cool character, all things considered. You just gotta love the Shehulk. She's stopping the bus or she's killing people, one of the two. But either way, she looks darn good doing it. That's all I gotta say about that. So let's go to the next one. Whoo! Man. This is Red Sonja. And this is Vacant Shell. It's very good. It's a dynamic comic. Oh, I got a little bit of a little thing going on there. That light's just being a little mean. But I just really like this style of artwork. It's kind of like an old style artwork. I don't know if you can see really good, but she's got a little bit of blood spatter on her face, and her sword's got it. And she's looking good as she is kicking a booty. Now, this one came out in 2007. And Paul Renaud had done the cover on this one. Is very good. Very, very good cover. Now, the next one. It's Mystic number 1. Now, this came out if I am not mistaken, in the year 2000. Wasn't a really big title. I don't know a lot of people know about it. But if this is what the mystic world is all about, I need to find Hogwarts and go to school. That's all I got to say. Let's go to the next one. Now, we do have another Vampirella. It's Vengeance of Vampirella. And this is number 3 of 6 in one of the little series they had. And, I mean, the struggle is real right here. That's all I got to say. This is a nice, nice cover. Now, don't worry, everything's covered. But, you know, a lot of people, they say, well, she's just a little over-sexualized. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, she's just a good cover anyway. So let's move on, shall we? Now this one, Chris, he had got signed. I don't know if you can see down there, but he did. He got that thing there signed. And, but Lady Death, number 0. And, she is a great, great character. Read this, a lot. I do like the Lady Death series. And this came out in 87. Stephen Hughes did the cover. And I just like the sigh. I like her magic. Now, what I like about this a lot is when you see the start of the magic down by her feet, it's more like those animation bubbles that you see in a lot of things, just a filler. But as you gradually go up, now pay attention to what I'm talking about now. It goes into, by her hands, you got these skulls and these little, these bubbles are taking form into some kind of skull. And she's about to fire it off. I just think that is really, really neat. That just makes my day. That's all I got. It's just really nice. Let's go on to the next one. Another Wonder Woman. Todd Lycade brought this out. He was in 2015 when this one came out. And, let's just pause for a second. All I got to say about this book is I've never been so happy to see a sunrise in my life. That's just a beautiful book. So let's just move on before I get too emotional on this one. Alrighty. So, now this one is the Grimm Fairy Tales number 25. And this is the Wonderland series. Because they had a lot of different stories in through here. Really, really neat book series. I just got into reading it here not too long ago. And, yeah, I really, really like this. Y'all need to check this out if you haven't. It is absolutely worth your time to check this out and get these read. So, yeah, I would do it. But the artwork ain't that bad either. That's all I got to say. It's some good artwork. So let's go to the next one. What do we got? Surprise! Okay. This is Catwoman number 28. Now, this is a Jim Ballet. I think I always mispronounce his name too. But this one came out in 1995. And I've always been a fan of Catwoman's purple costume. Just something about that. It was a little bit unique and it was different. You know, it just was very, very different. And I just really liked it. And I kind of wish they'd bring it back, but I know they have the looks of her the way she is now. So I will keep reading Catwoman and still enjoy the books, even though she's not in the purple suit no more, but that's okay. So let us move on. Now this one, this here next one is pretty close to my heart. It nearly made me turn evil and try to overthrow the government as a child. So here we go. There we go. It is G.I. Joe, America's Elite. And this was number 17. And this had Baroness on the cover. Now, an evil woman. That's an evil woman. But anyway, this is just a very sexy cover, if you ask me. And that would be a heck of a recruiting drive for Cobra, if they had that idea. See, they didn't come and ask me about these ideas now, did they? But that nearly made me turn to the side of Cobra. But yeah, I still love my G.I. Joe. Next one. Here we go. This is Belladonna, number 4. This came out in 2005. Clint Shehulk had animated this cover, and I really like it. It's just very simple, kind of a fall motif going on, and I really kind of like that wolf. He's not really drawn. There's something off about him, but I still like the wolf somewhat. And it took about an hour and 45 minutes before I realized there was a wolf on the cover. But that's neither here nor there. But that is Belladonna. So let us move on to the next one. Oh, here, kitty, kitty. That's, wow. I forgot I grabbed that out of the box. This is Miss Marvel number 19. This came out 2017, I do believe, and this was Matt Ryan who did this. And the struggle is real. I know this may sound bad, but you know how when two women get into a little scrap, everybody yells, "Cat fight! Cat fight!" Well, there you go. Tigra and Miss Marvel, they're just, whew, that is one heck of a cat fight. I'd have placed bets on that one. That's all I got to say about that. Now the next one. This book I do not recommend for children. Just to let y'all know, Galaxina number 4. It was a 404 limited miniseries. Yeah, this is a more adult set comic book. We're not going to get much into it. It did come out in 1992, though. But I do love the cover, the kind of science fiction-y look, and she's just very pretty on the cover. And yeah, all in all, I think this just one sexy cover. You can't say it's not. If you don't, well, if you don't like this cover, then you might want to check your pulse just a little bit. That's all. I mean, just a little. Maybe get some nitroglycerin. Make sure that, get check your pulse. Just check. Okay. So let's move on. Here we go. Now this one, everybody says that the Jim Lee Gen 13 is probably the sexiest cover that's been done in Gen 13. But for me, I gotta say it's Gen 13 number 5. This is a Scott Campbell cover. It came out in 95 also. And I just really like this cover. This is mean and sexy all in one. She's ready to go to war. She's got a grenade. She's got her sword. And, I mean, well, granted, not quite regulation fatigues, but I don't think we're kind of complaining about that very much now, are we? Because I like this book. It's a very good cover. So now let's go. We're winding down. We've only got a couple left. So this next book I really like. It is a hand-drawn, and it's very realistic for a drawing, in my opinion. I really like it. This is The Wicked number 5. It came out in 2008. It was from Image Comics. And just look at the shadings. Oops, my shadow got in the way. I'm sorry. The shading from the stone or whatever she's propped on. And just very nicely drawn. I really like this. This was Roy Allen Martinez, I believe, did this cover. And like I said, it came out in 2008. And just nice. Now, we are down to the last one. Now, like I said, these aren't in any particular order whatsoever. Now, if you think I'm wrong on any of these, just let Chris know. Don't tell me, because I'm always right. But this is just some that I found and picked. If you have some that you like, just leave it in the comment, and we can talk about it. So let's go to the last one now. This is one of my favorite covers ever. This is Emma Frost number 1, came out in 2003. This was the Higher Learning Limited series. It had 6 issues in this. And Greg Horn had done the cover on it. And I think he did the inside work as well, but I'm not sure about that. Now, just the detail on everything. Just nothing was overlooked. I mean, even the name, the archway, she's sitting on the dang stool. Well, that's not a stool, that's a bench, really. The rose and her overall in general, this is just a fantastic, sexy cover. Now, guys, I hope you like this. Chris may be a little mad at me, so don't tell him I did this, okay? If you happen to see him or talk to him, he's going to find out soon enough, but if you have an idea for some more stuff, just let me know. I'll finish it off right here, let you look at it. See, there you go. So now, I'm signing off for the Comic Intellect P. Chris. He'll figure out this sooner than later, right? Y'all be good.